a VTA bus, watch that video, hijacked by a passenger with a machete. And the bus driver tells us it felt like forever until help arrived.
Hey guys, welcome to Clearwater Beach.
You will never understand what I went through. You never were a good listener. A good listener. You will never understand what you put me through. And you never be a good lover. A good lover. At first I believed I was the lucky one, but I was just fooling myself.
Let's go, everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I am RJSMITH, Psycho at Large. Welcome to Crazy News Reacts, this thing of ours, where we scour the internet and world sources globally to find the most ridiculous, insane, but craziest news of the day. Today, I want to talk about bus drivers. Not school bus drivers, but city, county bus drivers that we all see on the road every day. The men and women drivers have been experiencing an uptick in violence, people attacking them for no reason. And this story give us all a wake-up call. Let's ride.
He pressed his panic button right there on the bus. The call first went to VTA dispatchers and then to the sheriff's department. The driver says the delay could have cost him his life. Investigative reporter Candace Wynn found agencies across the Bay Area have not been able to solve this problem.
Look and listen closely. The interaction is quiet. This is surveillance video of VTA operator Carlos Zarate's bus being hijacked by a passenger with a 17-inch blade machete.
Turn around, bro. I really can't make this turn. He told me, make this U-turn or else you're going to start bleeding.
When you saw that machete, what was going through your mind?
Is a national disgrace, right? I mean, each day, hundreds of transit employees are assaulted on the job. They've been shot, stabbed, struck with canes and boards and poles. They've even been sprayed with fire extinguishers, screwdrivers, hammers, and believe it or not, garbage cans, burned with hot coffee, and doused in urine, feces, and spit. Why not just provide every bus with a plexiglass enclosure like this?
Zarate is speaking publicly for the first time about this May 2022 incident, sharing this part of the story not shown in the video. The young San Jose father had a 6-month-old baby girl at home.
That was my biggest thing, either getting hit with the machete and not my baby being embarrassed of me later on, or just not being here for her anymore. And at that point is when I hit the panic button.
VTA says its Operations Control Center, or OCC, data shows Zarate pressed his emergency alert button at 5:05 a.m., activating the bus microphones so dispatchers could listen in. A minute later, at 5:06 a.m., OCC contacted the sheriff's office.
Guys, I have an emergency alarm on one of our coaches.
The dispatcher at the time doesn't appear to realize Zarate's life is in danger.
Just hear a conversation, nothing, just a loud conversation, that's all I'm hearing.
So look, transit workers and their unions across the United States are sounding the alarm on this issue. In New York, not long ago, at least one driver a week is being assaulted on the job, and dozens are reporting being verbally harassed. In fact, more than 20 national labor unions demanded the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Transit Authority implement baseline safety standards. But what's really needed are enclosures around the bus drivers, because more than 75% express fear of being injured while driving their buses. And with 43% eligible to retire in the next 5 to 10 years, they are having problems replacing these drivers because of the perceived and real violence. Let's go on.
At 5:16, you hear the siren of the first sheriff's unit arrive. Both VTA and the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office say they're proud of their individual response times. VTA says it responded in 1 minute at 5:06 a.m. when its dispatcher called the sheriff's office. With a 2-minute gap that's unaccounted for, the sheriff's office said its call for service started at 5:08, and its deputy only took 8 minutes to get on scene. But no one, we found, was considering how long Zarate was actually waiting for help, a total of 11 minutes. Every second of that nightmare mattered, Zarate says. when both he and the public were at risk.
In Utah, a place we normally don't associate with violence like this, right? There have been over 1,800 attacks on bus drivers since 2020. New Jersey Transit reports 183 assaults just last year, 3 times the national average. It's becoming quite common now to watch a bus driver being attacked while riders are minding their business on their ride to and from work or to stores.
The person had told me to hit a car, and I told him I couldn't, that I wasn't going to do it. And
He told you to hit a car?
Yeah, on the 880 overpass.
Zarate managed to keep the suspect calm and walked off the bus without a scratch, but he says his injuries weren't physical.
I'm right now being treated for PTSD and anxiety, a lot of mood swings. This sucks because I don't feel safe at home.
Zarate is far from the only driver impacted by what he feels was an inefficient and delayed response.
Bus drivers tell us when they're not safe, passengers aren't safe.
We reported on the same issues with AC Transit back in 2018.
It's like scary to go to work.
AC Transit bus driver Celestine Gonzalez says the agency hasn't fixed the problem. These hospital photos and her incident report show she was attacked last summer. She says it took 15 to 20 minutes for deputies to get to her.
It just took forever for them to answer, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
And believe it or not, a fix is relatively simple if we just install a direct link to 911. Bus drivers or train drivers shouldn't have to press a button and talk to their dispatch center before the police are called. That's a waste of minutes that could be critical in someone's life. How about a button that connects them directly with the 911 center? There's really no reason to contact their dispatch. They need emergency services. It's just common sense and logic, which we like talking about on this channel, right?
AC Transit refuses to confirm their response time, citing privacy policies. The agency spokesperson said when it comes to emergency responders, their system is engineered so that there is no requirement for a direct conversation with the bus operator. But for years, bus drivers have told NBC Bay Area when their life or a passenger's life is at risk, they need a direct line to police.
Some of these issues are not unique to any particular transit agency.
Aston Green is VTA's Chief of System Safety and Security.
With Transit Dispatch and OCC keeping track of their response times and the Sheriff's Office keeping track of its own response times, who's adding those times together so that board members and the public can get a sense of the total time it takes for that bus driver to wait for help?
Yeah, so there are 2 different systems, right? Like the Sheriff's Department is contracted with us. If there is a request specifically, we tend to do the analysis.
Don't you think that's much more of an accurate reflection of how long that bus driver is actually waiting?
No, I mean, our principle is for first responders to get there as soon as possible, right? And so there are several ways that communication can take place.
Like a passenger calling 911 or a driver using the radio. We asked Green, what about tracking entire response times to report to VTA's Board of Directors, which oversees VTA?
Are you also reporting response times, both OCC and Sheriff response times, to the board?
No, our responsibility is to report on the contract scope of work with law enforcement, particularly their crime stats.
Green says everyone is trying to make transit safer. Everybody! Societal issues are spilling onto systems, he says, and operators like Zarate are heroes.
I think his actions were heroic. I think what he did was in the best interest of the public.
But what about the driver's safety?
I mean, the data is disturbing. Nobody can deny that. Between 2008 and 2022, the number of assaults resulting in death rose to 492. Just this past January, a man attempted to rape a city bus driver in Culver City, California. In another incident, a passenger bit a bus driver. There was a bus hijacking in downtown Los Angeles, for Christ's sakes. And in Philadelphia, District Attorney Larry Krasner announced announced murder-related charges being filed against a 21-year-old who fatally shot a bus driver by the name Bernard in Charlotte, North Carolina. A passenger opened fire on a bus driver after an argument. This just happened on May 18th, and there are so many other examples. I hope you enjoyed this informative episode, and I will see you guys back here in 10 days. I am going on vacation while my computer gets fixed, and I will see you for another year of great videos. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so when I come back and post a video, you'll be notified. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a good week.